All right, it's podcast time. It is Thursday. I'm Chris Hodge. This is the Taking Vegas podcast. And this podcast is supposed to be about, sports in general and trying to make sure people safely and make money at sports wagering in a safe manner to the best of their ability. But we're going to do something. We're going to go a little different today because it's the Christmas season. And I said something on the radio last week, and God dang it, boy, I tell you, you'd think I strung the Pope up by his balls, all right, with the backlash this got, which I can't even believe, all right? So I did this radio show, Sports Investor Daily. I do it every Saturday and Sunday. Great. On that, we were just talking about Santa Claus and the Grinch, and I made the comment like the Grinch is a good dude. Right? The Grinch is a good guy. He wasn't a bad dude, the Grinch, right? Holy shit. The things that came back in this because he robbed the Who's on Christmas morning or whatever you want to call it, it's irrelevant to me. Let's go over the story of the Grinch before we get to sports. And what do we got tonight? Patriots and Steelers, where the total is 30.5. 30.5 in an NFL game. Are you kidding me? Then we got Army-Navy, which is a nice game. We'll talk about that. All right, let's go over the story of the Grinch. The Grinch wasn't a bad dude, okay? Let's get it straight. He was made fun of as a child. Instead of coming back and shooting the school up like all the kids today try to do, all this guy did was grow up and live in isolation on top of a mountain in a cave with his dog, which 90% of men out there have at least thought that one time. Living in a mountain in a cave with my dog, not a bad idea, all alone. You thought that. And if you say you didn't, you're a liar. We've all had that. We've all had the moment of weakness. But when you're in isolation, you tend to go a little crazy. We get that. So he comes up with a bad idea of going and robbing Christmas. Okay, we've all had a moment of weakness where we haven't done the right thing. And we don't condone it, but it happens. So what does he do? He goes and robs the Who's on Christmas. Okay? Takes all their toys, their presents, their trees, whatever. Cleans out the place. But then he feels bad. He meets who is the Cindy Lou Who, right? He meets her. She's a nice girl. And just this is why the story is great. Just a simple act of kindness, right? This could be used for the world. Just a simple act of kindness changed the guy. So, okay, he robs them. No good. We don't condone. But he brings everything back. At the end of the day, he has a dog that loves him, okay? He brings everything back. He ends up having dinner with them. That's a good dude. Because he had one moment of weakness, we're gonna kill the guy? I said this on a radio show, man. Oh, boy, I tell you, the emails that came in. First of all, it's all in good fun, which you're not allowed to do nowadays. I got my producer behind the camera. You're not allowed to do nowadays, right? Like, you can't have fun, right? You're not allowed that. But if you go over the story, he was mistreated as a kid, grew up in isolation. One act of kindness changed the guy. Think of the world we live in right now. It's pretty bad, right? People hate each other all over the place. Everyone's complaining about everything. Everything. No matter what you do. Hell, we went 11-2-1 on college football Saturdays on that show. Sports Investor Daily, every Saturday, we went 11-2-1. Not only did we go 11-2-1, we gave out 8 outright underdog winners with an average money line of plus 170. We lost one false favorite. One. That's what we call it. False favorite is, an underdog that shouldn't be underdog. The favorite is a false favorite, right? We lost one of those games for the college football regular season. One. The phone calls we were getting. You guys suck. You're terrible. 11-2-1. What do you guys expect? What do you expect? First of all, you've lost your whole life. You go 11-2-1, no good. So that's just the world we live in right now. Like, if you just had an act of kindness, if everyone was just kind to one another, watch how fast this world would change. Instantly. And that's the story of the Grinch. It's not the fact that some green dude rode down a mountain and stole Christmas. The idiot sees it like that. It's the act of kindness changed his heart. He brought the toys back. He had dinner with them, and all was good. It is a great story. It is a really, really good story. when you look at it in that fashion. But we live the country we live in today. You're not allowed to do that. Before I get the Patriots Steelers tonight, which, boy, I tell you, backup quarterbacks all over. Oh, man. The quarterback play in the NFL has been so bad. Let me go to Army-Navy on Saturday. Now, I also said this on the radio show that I do. I love the fact that this game gets its own day. What I mean by that is it's the only Division I football game that is on Saturday. These kids, Army, Navy, those organizations, whatever you want to call them, they deserve that day. They deserve to be front and center. Okay, because, everyone's looking forward to Michigan and Alabama and Washington and Texas. Rightfully so. Those are going to be great games. But everyone should be looking forward to this game as well. Look, from the football standpoint, it's not going to be a great game. It really never is. It's usually low scoring. It's kind of boring. Both teams with the triple option. But again, the Grinch story, you have to look past it, right? You have to look at, you have kids that are going to ultimately go and defend our country. Right? And they're going to be the reasons we stay free and the reasons why we get to live in what I still feel is hands down, not even close, the greatest country in the world. Again, every country has its problems. Every family has its problems. We know this, but this country, from my billing, the United States of America, is the greatest country in the world. Hands down, bar none, not a close second. That's how I feel. Okay. So the kids from Army and Navy will ultimately go and defend us. They deserve their day. For everyone who served in the armed forces, thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure there are a lot of other hearts in America. Thank you. It's great that this is the game that is the only game that's going to be on TV in terms of Division I. I think FCS has some playoffs and all, but no one pays attention to that. And it's going to be interesting to watch. I personally, I love watching these two teams compete, not from what I feel. Look, Navy's not as good as Alabama. Army's not as good as Michigan. We know that. But just the competitive nature, when the game's over, how they respect each other, it is really how they hate each other during the game, which is great. And you got, go Army, beat Navy and all that stuff. And, the commercials that come on. That's fantastic. That's great stuff. And then, after the game is over, hey, we're all on the same team. We're all going to defend this country in one way, shape, or form. So I love that. We're going to watch the game. Might as well give out a free pick on it. So we're going to go with Navy. And look, no scientific stuff behind this. None of that. Navy's catching 2.5 if you could buy it up to 3. Because I just think if Navy was minus 2.5, probably go with Army. Just being straight honest with you guys. Buy it up to 3, and I think it's going to be a close game. 5 of the last 7 have gone Army's way. Last year, 20-17 was double overtime game. So, again, low total in the game. Let me see where that total is. Get my computer out here. Total, Jesus. Total's 28.5. And I blame Iowa for this. Iowa is the team that started this nonsense with these totals in the 20 that don't go over. Right? Iowa, Nebraska. I'll tell you a funny story about Iowa and Nebraska. Just as a goof, that total was like a 25. And I was just sitting in the office and I was like, you do a 13-point tease and bang this down to 12. And I'm not sure it goes over. Like, we really had that conversation with Iowa and Nebraska. Now, it ended up getting over 12. It didn't go over the total, though, for the game. So, 28.5, stay away from that. Let's go with Navy. Free pick for Saturday. Sunday, we have some big action available. Go visit takingvegas.com. And there will be some big action there for Sunday. There's a couple games we like. Last week, we were all over the 49ers. Absolutely love that game. One of our biggest games of the year. Every customer, hey, look, you see me on video. I'm saying, can't lie about it. Every customer loaded up on that game to the best of their ability. And we hit that one. We got another big game we love this weekend in the NFL. So that will be on Sunday. Visit takingvegas.com or listen to Sports Investors Daily. All right, for tonight, boy, I tell you, man, with the Patriots and the Steelers. I did a podcast earlier in the year, and I said, basically every coach that ever coached Tom Brady with the New England Patriots should literally get on their knees and blow him. Literally. Get on, because he made millionaires out of subpar coaches. The Romeo Crennels and the Josh McDaniels and the Bill O'Briens that have never won anywhere without this guy. And you know something? You could put Bill Belichick into that too. Because Bill Belichick has won less than 45% of the games he's coached when Tom Brady wasn't his quarterback. Facts. Okay? Tom Brady turned marginal coaches into millionaires. When Bill Belichick was the coach of Cleveland, he got fired from Cleveland like every other coach that coached there because he couldn't win. All of a sudden, he couldn't win in New England either until the Jets, of all teams, knocked out Drew Bledsoe. It had to be the Jets and Mo Lewis, and they create Tom Brady. And all of a sudden, Bill Belichick's a good coach. And when Tom Brady leaves, all of a sudden Bill Belichick can't win a game, and that's why you're 2-10 and you can't figure out the quarterbacks. Steelers really have done it with smoke and mirrors this year. Credit to Mike Tomlin because, you know, how they win games, I'll never know. Last week, tough situation. You get the injury to the quarterback. Arizona plays a good game. They lose that game. Let's take the underdog tonight, though. I think it's a 3-point game. I really do. Steelers -6, 6.5. Probably both backup quarterbacks playing. We know the backup's playing for Pittsburgh. It's probably going to be Zappy for New England. Doesn't matter, Jones, Zappy, me, whoever. Doesn't matter. Whoever steps on the field as a quarterback for the Patriots sucks right now, so it doesn't matter. But we know the Patriots are going to play good defense. And by the way, how about this one? The Patriots are +5.5 last week, allowed 6, didn't cover the game. Imagine that. +5.5, allow 6, don't cover. That's a great one. But 2-10 Patriots take the points. Steelers really don't blow anyone out. And Patriots defense will keep them in the game. So +6 tonight. Free pick. Free picks have been pretty good lately. Over onto Saturday. Again, free pick on Navy. Just take the points. Enjoy the game. Enjoy those kids doing what they do. And obviously, like I said, they're going to go out and defend our country. So we should watch. We should respect. We should, do all the things we're supposed to do with that game, which is a great game. Hope you enjoy listening to the podcast. Got to come to a close right now. We'll be back next week, be sure, on Saturday and Sunday in all your local markets. Listen to Sports Investors Daily. We treat sports wagering as a business and an investment. Only way to do it, if you bet 7, 8, 9, 10 games a day, good luck. You're going to lose all your money. But if you do it in a smart fashion, you can and will make money. And that's what TakingVegas.com is all about. So enjoy. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. Have a great Thursday on into the weekend. I'm going to catch you back here next week on the Taking Vegas podcast.